They say aging is inevitable, but losing your erections? That's a choice. Because there's one simple food, yes, just one, that can give you erections so firm, so full, and so lasting, you'll wonder why no doctor ever told you sooner. This isn't some obscure exotic fruit or overhyped pill. It's a food hiding in plain sight at your local grocery store. And believe me when I say, for men over 60, it can feel like flipping a switch back on. Waking up a part of yourself that's been asleep for years. My name is Dr. Mohit Khera. I'm a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping older men reclaim their vitality without relying on prescription drugs. And what I've discovered, through research and results, is that your body still remembers how to perform. You just need to feed it the right signal. Now here's what surprises most of my patients. It's not your age causing weak erections. It's poor circulation. And there's one food that naturally restores blood flow to the penis better than most medications ever could. It's safe, it's proven, and it works in as little as 7 days. In just a moment, I'll reveal what this food is, how to use it, and what deadly habits might be canceling out its benefits. Stick with me, because what you're about to hear could change everything for your health, your confidence, and your performance, starting tonight. Before we get started, if you're a man over 60 looking for real, honest solutions to stay strong, confident, and healthy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss another tip made just for you. And if this video speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, and let me know how I can improve these messages to better support you. Now that you're here, let's talk about the real reason so many men over 60 struggle with weak or fading erections. It's not age, and it's not a lack of desire. The truth is far more surprising, and it all starts with what's happening inside your blood vessels. 1. The real reason erections fade after 60. I can't tell you how many men have sat across from me, eyes down, voice low, asking the same painful question, "Doc, is this just part of getting old?" And every time, I look them straight in the eye and say, "No, it's not your age, it's your blood flow." You see, erections aren't about testosterone alone. They're about circulation. When you're young, your blood vessels are wide, elastic, and clean. Blood rushes in easily, filling the penis and creating those strong, spontaneous erections you took for granted. But over time, often without any warning, those same vessels begin to narrow, plaque builds up, inflammation creeps in, and suddenly you find yourself struggling. It might start slow, fewer morning erections, softer performance, or a longer recovery time. Then one day you realize it's not working like it used to. Here's what most men don't know. The arteries supplying blood to your penis are some of the smallest in your entire body. They're like the canary in the coal mine. If they're blocked, it's not just your sex life at risk. It's a red flag for your heart, your brain, your whole vascular system. This isn't about shame. It's about understanding your body. Because once you know the root cause, you can finally do something about it. And the best part? There's one food that can begin to reverse this process, restoring healthy blood flow where you need it most. So what is this natural remedy hiding in plain sight? And how does it work better than most pills on the market? Let me show you. 2. The one food that clears the way. Beetroot. I'll never forget the first time I recommended beetroot to a patient for erectile health. He looked at me like I'd lost my mind. "Beet stock? You mean those purple things my wife puts in salad?" I smiled and nodded, because yes, those exact purple things hold an incredible secret most men will never hear from their regular doctor. Beetroot is one of nature's most powerful nitric oxide boosters. And nitric oxide is the very chemical your body relies on to relax blood vessels and allow more blood to flow, especially to the penis. When nitric oxide levels are low, blood flow slows down. Erections become weaker or don't happen at all. But when you restore nitric oxide naturally, it's like opening the dam. Suddenly, blood rushes where it's supposed to, and the results are dramatic. What makes beetroot so effective is that it's packed with dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, especially when paired with the right bacteria in your mouth and gut. In studies, men over 60 who consumed beetroot juice saw noticeable improvements in blood pressure, circulation, and yes, erection quality in just days. No side effects, no prescriptions, just real, natural support for a system that's been quietly starving for better flow. And what I love most is how simple it is. 1 glass of beetroot juice, a handful of roasted beets with dinner. It's not about making massive changes. It's about giving your body what it's been missing. But as incredible as beetroot is, it doesn't work in isolation. If you're relying on it while ignoring the root issues behind performance failure, your results will plateau. In fact, I'll show you exactly why so many pills stop working, and how beetroot does what those drugs only pretend to do. Let's dive deeper. 3. Why beetroot works when pills don't. I've had patients come to me with a medicine cabinet full of pills, Viagra, Cialis, herbal blends, testosterone shots, desperate for something that would bring their sex life back. And I always ask the same question. Has anyone ever told you why those pills stopped working? The room usually goes quiet, because the truth is, no one ever explained it to them. They were given a prescription, not a plan. See, pills like Viagra don't create erections. They simply enhance a process that should already be working. Think of it like this. They open the garage door, but if there's no car inside, you're not going anywhere. If your blood vessels are clogged, if nitric oxide is low, if circulation is poor, no pill can force blood to go where it can't flow. That's why so many men say, it worked great at first, but now, nothing. Beetroot is different. It doesn't override your body. It supports it. It feeds the system, restores function from the inside out. Instead of trying to flip a broken light switch, it rewires the electricity behind the wall. That's why it works even when the blue pill doesn't. And that's why some of my most skeptical patients, guys who had all but given up, found their way back to confidence just by doing something as simple as changing what was on their plate. But I'll be honest with you, just eating beetroot isn't enough if you're unknowingly canceling out its benefits. There are 3 silent habits I see in older men that actually block the effects of nitric oxide and kill erections faster than anything else. And chances are, you might be doing at least one of them without even realizing it. Let me show you what they are. 4. How to use beetroot for maximum effect. When I first started recommending beetroot to my older patients, most of them assumed it was just about eating a few more vegetables. But this isn't about salads, it's about precision, knowing exactly how, when, and how much to use it to get real results in the bedroom. And when it's done right, the effects can be life-changing. One of my patients, Alan, 72 years old, had nearly given up. He wasn't depressed, just resigned. I could hear it in his voice when he said, "Doc, I'm not looking to feel like I'm 25 again. I just want to feel like a man." I put him on a simple beetroot protocol. Nothing fancy. Just a few ounces of fresh beetroot juice each morning, along with a pinch of sea salt and a side of leafy greens. Within a week, he told me his energy felt different. 2 weeks in, he noticed stronger morning erections. By the end of the month, he was smiling again. Not because of what I told him, but because of what his body told him. If you're using beetroot, here's how to do it right. Drink about 4 to 6 ounces of fresh beetroot juice daily, ideally 1 to 2 hours before activity. Or eat a half cup of roasted or steamed beets alongside a meal rich in natural fats. Even beetroot powder mixed into a smoothie works well, but don't overcook it. High heat kills the compounds that make it effective. And pair it with nitrate-friendly foods like spinach or arugula for a bigger boost. Now, even if you follow this perfectly, there's a hidden danger. Certain everyday habits that can block everything you've just done. Most men have no idea they're doing these things, and yet they're powerful enough to cancel out the benefits entirely. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the top 3 mistakes that silently kill erections, even if you're eating all the right foods. 5. Meet Harold, one of my favorite patients. Harold was 67 when he walked into my office. A quiet man, polite, well-kept, but there was something in his eyes I've seen too many times before. Disappointment, maybe even shame. After a long pause, he finally spoke. "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I still love my partner, but I avoid being intimate. I just can't face another failure." He wasn't alone. I've had that conversation hundreds of times, and it never gets easier, because it's never just about sex. It's about identity, pride, that quiet confidence that makes a man feel like a man. Harold had tried the pills. They worked for a while, then they didn't. He said he felt like he was chasing something that kept slipping further away, so we started from the inside out. I introduced him to Beetroot, explained how nitric oxide works, and helped him fix a few small but critical habits that were interfering with his results. What happened next didn't surprise me, but it sure surprised Harold. Within 2 weeks, he noticed firmer morning erections. Within a month, he stopped avoiding intimacy and started looking forward to it again. I thought that part of my life was over, he told me, but it turns out it was just asleep. Harold's story is one I'll never forget because it reminded me why I do what I do. When men feel strong in their bodies again, something lights back up in their eyes. But there's one thing I didn't tell you yet. Harold almost didn't get those results. He was unknowingly doing something every day that nearly canceled out the progress. And unfortunately, most men are making the same mistake. In fact, there are 3 common habits that silently sabotage your erections. Even while you're doing everything else right, let me show you what they are. 6. 3 habits that cancel out Beetroot's benefits. Now, here's the part most men don't see coming. You can be doing everything right, eating beetroot daily, staying active, trying to live clean, and still feel like nothing's improving. That's exactly what happened to Harold in the beginning. He followed my instructions to the letter, but after 10 days, he came back frustrated. "Doc, I feel a little better, but not much," he said. That's when I asked him a few simple questions and uncovered the 3 hidden habits that were blocking his progress. The first was mouthwash. Harold used it every morning, like clockwork. But what he didn't realize is that most commercial mouthwashes kill the very bacteria in your mouth that help convert beetroot's nitrates into nitric oxide. Without those bacteria, the whole process stalls out. I asked him to switch to warm salt water or a natural rinse, and within a week, things changed dramatically. The second was his low-fat diet. He'd been avoiding fats for years, thinking it was good for his heart. But healthy fats, like olive oil, avocado, and omega-3s, are essential for testosterone production. Without enough of them, even perfect circulation won't spark real desire. Once we added those back into his meals, his energy and mood noticeably improved. The third habit? Sitting too long. Harold spent hours at a desk without moving. That kind of inactivity restricts blood flow to the pelvis, quietly suffocating everything we were trying to fix. I got him walking just 15 minutes in the morning and standing more throughout the day, and it made a world of difference. These 3 habits are silent saboteurs. Most men don't even realize they're doing them, but once corrected, they unlock results that feel almost immediate. And now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about how to amplify everything you've learned so far, using simple lifestyle shifts that boost your results even further. You'll be surprised how small daily changes can lead to major bedroom victories. Let's keep going. 7. What else can you do? Sometimes, when a man finally starts to feel change, when the blood flow improves, when the mornings feel different, when confidence quietly returns, he asks me, "Is there anything more I can do to keep this going?" And my answer is always yes. Because beetroot is powerful, but when paired with the right daily habits, the results can go from good to remarkable. One of the most overlooked tools is movement. Not intense workouts, not lifting heavy weights, just simple, regular movement. A 20-minute walk every morning, a few squats during commercial breaks, light stretches before bed. Movement activates circulation, boosts nitric oxide, and sends oxygen right where you need it. I've seen men in their 70s feel stronger in bed after just a week of consistent walking. Sleep is another essential piece. Your body produces most of its testosterone during deep sleep. Miss that window night after night, and your hormone levels drop, no matter how clean your diet is. I always encourage my patients to treat sleep like medicine. Same bedtime, dark room, no screens before bed. And then there's stress. Emotional stress, financial stress, even silent worries. These raise cortisol, which fights against your testosterone and constricts your blood vessels. You don't have to live like a monk, but carving out a few peaceful minutes each day, whether it's quiet breathing, sitting in the sun, or simply doing something you enjoy, can work wonders. When these small steps come together, movement, sleep, stress relief, hydration, and the right food, you're no longer fighting against your body, you're working with it. And when that shift happens, everything else begins to align. Now, before we wrap up, there's one final thing I want to leave you with. It's the most important message I've learned after 30 years of helping men just like you reclaim their strength. And it could be the one truth that changes how you see aging and manhood forever. Let's finish this together. 8. Final word from Dr. Mohit Khera. After all these years treating men from every walk of life, executives, veterans, teachers, husbands, grandfathers, I can tell you this. The loss of strong erections isn't just physical. It reaches into how you see yourself as a man. I've sat with men who were confident on the outside but quietly struggling inside, wondering if their best days were behind them. And I've also seen what happens when we remind the body of what it's still capable of, with the right support. You've learned today that it's not age that steals your erections. It's the slow loss of blood flow, the drop in nitric oxide, and the buildup of habits we barely notice. But you've also learned that something as simple as beetroot, yes, that humble root vegetable, can spark a powerful shift when used correctly. We talked about why pills fail when they don't address the real problem. We explored how beetroot supports the body instead of forcing it. You heard about Harold's journey, how a man who thought it was all over found a second chance just by changing what he put on his plate. And we walked through the daily habits, both good and bad, that either cancel or amplify your progress. But what matters most isn't the science or the strategy. It's the belief that you are not done yet, that there is more in you, more strength, more intimacy, more life. You don't need to accept decline as your destiny. With small, intentional changes, you can take back control of your body, your confidence, and your relationships. So, wherever you are in your journey, remember this. Your body hasn't given up on you, and neither have I. You still have time. You still have power. Now it's time to use it. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it. It helps more men just like you discover life-changing information. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone who might need it. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Whether it's a question, a success story, or just a thank you, I read every one. If you'd like to support this channel and help us keep creating honest, expert-backed content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit helps, and it truly means the world. Thank you for being here. Your health matters.